Hello everyone, this is Audrey from Guild Technologies. Today we are going to talk about work norms. Now these two words may be familiar to some of you and it may be completely new to some of you, so let's talk about it. So what are work norms? Work norms are usually defined as how team members interact, communicate, share, collaborate, and coordinate. You can imagine work norms to be like a set of guidance, right? That's given to a group of team members to tell them how they should be interacting with each other when they are collaborating, which business systems they should be using, how they should be updating the task management system to keep everyone up to date, and so on. Right? It's a set of guidance given to everyone so that everyone is on the same page. So we all know that value is created by coordinating our efforts. So this can be expensive to get wrong, especially in today's organizational context. So for collaboration to be effective, I feel we need to consider these 4 factors on the right. The first being, what is your organization's collaboration culture? Right, so that's like the work norm, whether you have defined it. Is the adoption of this culture or work norm driven from a top-down approach or a bottom-up request? Is it supported by the senior management team? Everyone in the organization has a common commitment to it, right? Are collaboration tools available? And do people know how to use these tools? So from my training experience from the past 2 to 3 years, I feel that the third and fourth pointers are pretty mature, right? In most organizations, there are quite a few collaboration tools available, be it Microsoft Teams or Planner, Microsoft products from the M365 suite. There are also non-Microsoft ones like Slack, right? And many of them out there. So the tools are available, and I also know of many organizations who run sessions, training classes for their end users, right, to teach them how to use these tools. But what's really lacking, right, is the first two, or rather the first one, which is the establishment of a work norm, telling your end users how they should be using which system and when. Okay, so let's talk more about this. So on this slide, I've got 2 teams competing in the tug of war. Which team do you think will win? Now, I've polled the audience at a recent event, right then, and the answer came back as, the team at the bottom is going to win for sure. And the answer is so because, look, the whole team, everyone, all the team members, they are all consistent in how they have positioned themselves. They all are in a single direction. They even have a leader that's giving them the directions on how they should be moving. So these teams look good, right? They look like they're going to win the tug of war. As compared to the team on top, they are not standing in the same way. They look like they're struggling actually. So those of you who have run end user training, right? I wish that you can pause and think about how effective the user adoption rate has been so far with your end user training. Is it something that can be improved on? So here's a sample of a work norm. All right, take note that this is a sample. So this work norm over here is helping to define how end users should share documents with each other. All right, let's just focus on this area here. This area on the top where I'm hovering over. So you can see the work norm is giving a guidance to tell the end users to start doing these items in green, right? Stop doing the items in red, and continue doing the items in gray, right? So this is a sample work norm document that we would then circulate to everyone in the organization so everyone knows what to do. So I want to use an example over here. Let's talk about this first 2 pointers, right? This work norm says to start to upload documents to OneDrive and Teams. right? And share documents via OneDrive if it's a one-off sharing, or Teams if it's a longer term sharing. Now, if you know Microsoft 365, or if you're already on this platform, you know that OneDrive is like a thumb drive in the cloud, right? All of us, all the users get 1 terabyte of cloud space. So as compared to having your documents saved in your laptop's C drive, it is definitely much better to have your end users saving documents in the cloud, right? Because that will immediately address one issue, is for the hardware to, if the hardware goes faulty, at least the user can get up and running very quickly by just using another laptop and signing in to another laptop, and immediately they can access all the documents that they have saved in the cloud. But there is a problem to this particular work norm that is defined here, right? If we give the users this guidance to share document with another team member via OneDrive for one-off, right? This causes some problems, right? This causes problems in some ways. So let me give you some examples. One of them being, let's say today my teammate shares a document with me that she has in her OneDrive, right? She puts it into OneDrive. So let's go to my OneDrive. Right in here, I've got my OneDrive, and over here I can see the files that has been shared with me. Right, that's OneDrive, and you can see these are from Deborah's OneDrive. She has shared them with me. Now, let's say tomorrow Deborah leaves the company, right? And of course, the offboarding process would be to offboard her account. Now, as soon as the IT manager removes the license from her account and offboard her account from Microsoft 365, all the files that are sitting in her OneDrive will not become accessible, will become inaccessible, right? So the next day or next week, when I try to click into the same link that she has shared with me, I will be greeted with an error that says this file is no longer accessible or something like that, right? So it's a broken process over there. Now, so the suggestion here would be this work norm, right? So you can see this is an improved version 2 of the previous work norm I've shared with you. Now, how would I improve this? I would change the wording to be something like this. So instead of saying up to 250 GB and so on, I would say upload documents to OneDrive for personal working files, and to Teams for files that you collaborate on with your teammates, right? So if for those of you who are also into data protection, right, you can even add in one more item here, and make sure to apply an appropriate sensitivity label to your document before sharing. So I would improve this work norm document in this way. Right, so what do I mean? Let me share that with you. So when you share this with the end user will know that, oh, OneDrive is actually used for your personal working files. So anything that I'm working on that's related to work, I want to quickly save it into OneDrive because I don't want to keep it into my laptop C drive in case the device is lost. I will still have my files with me, right? So that's one. The second guidance we are giving to the end users is that for any files that you are actually collaborating with teammates on, save it into Teams. Right, let me show you why that is so. I'm going to go to my Teams client. I'm in my Teams client right now, and you just have to focus on this area here. Right, so I have a Stripe Bookstore Teams, and all the team members that are working with me to prepare for the book sale event, they all have access to this channel, right? So in the channel, there is a Files tab right here. Now, when I click into the Files tab, you can see that all the documents that are currently that my team and I are currently working on, they are listed here. So if I go into this document that says book list on sale, right? And Deborah goes into this same document. We are actually working on the same instance of the document, same version, right? Let me click into that. So when I launch the document, I am able to see my changes as well as my teammates' changes, right? If they are on the same document, we can make changes to the same document at the same time without any issues. Now, if you click on the top title, I know in the video it's a little bit it's been cropped off, right? But if you click on the title on the top of the Word document, you would see that there's a version history here. Now, the version history is actually the system keeping track of all the different versions and all the changes that me and my teammates have done to this document. So you don't have to worry about maintaining your own version here. You don't have to worry about renaming it to version 1, version 2, version 0.1, and so on, right? You just have to collaborate in a very seamless way, and you would be able to see who has changed what, when, in this version history panel. All right, let me close up this document. So I would suggest, right, to keep the files that you are collaborating with your teammates on in Teams. All right, so in each channel, if your file is related to the book sale event, drop it in there. If your file is related to customer service, of course, then you have to go into customer service channel and then drop it into the files tab here. All right, so by doing this, if Deborah leaves tomorrow, these files that I have in my Teams remain here. They do not get deleted. I won't lose access to it, right? Because these files belong to this team. They don't belong to a single user's access. All right. So how can you go about to establish your work norms, right? The first would be establish your org-wide, organization-wide work norms. You do have to sit together, right, with each department head or the process owner in your organization, talk through it, come up with your pain points, and then establish that work norms. After you have established it, you would want to get your work norms supported by the senior management team. After it's been supported, formalize the work norms by disseminating these work norms to everyone in the organization. Make sure everyone in the organization knows what to do. Okay, so this is the guidance that you're going to give to everyone. And after that, you can schedule training based on the defined work norms, right? So the training will be more structured because trainers will know what kind of topics to focus on based on the work norms that you have defined. And end users will know based on the work norms that you have defined what kind of knowledge and skills they need to have. So training can be a lot better planned. Don't forget the part on step 5. You need to fine-tune your work norms with the feedback that has been obtained and make sure to fine-tune it. It's a continuous improvement cycle you can see over here. Right, the good thing is once you have established your work norm, it's a one-time thing. The part on fine-tuning it, improving on it gets easier and easier each time, right? So I suggest that you do that in your organization. So from Guild Technologies, we also run productivity workshops for M365, and we have got 4 different types of workshops, right? Actually, the last one is more like a clinic instead of a workshop. So we do run these workshops, and one of them, you can see the ideation workshop, is to help organizations develop their org-wide work norms. Right, so we have the discovery workshop. The discovery workshop will help the organization know on a high level what M365 can do, right? The possibilities with M365, so that we know what the organization should be focusing on based on the pain points and the use cases that the organization brings up. So from the org-wide work norms, after that has been defined, we also run solutioning workshops. And solutioning workshops have the goal, the end goal is that after the end users attend these solutioning workshops, they will know how to use these different collaboration tools in Microsoft 365 and apply it to their daily work, right? They will know how to use these tools in a more detailed way. Then we also run follow-up clinics, and the follow-up clinics are really for people who need further assistance, who may want to clear some doubts, right? And that will help them apply it further. So in the workshops itself, we will definitely be talking through some of these items, understanding Microsoft Teams structure, right? When you know the team structure, it's easy for you to plan out how the team structure should be for your organization. So we'll be talking through things like that, right? And why we would want to do this is so that we know who needs to access certain information, right? And the files are sitting in wherever the users need to access. So this structure is very important to understand. And that's something that we cover in the workshops as well. All right, so in summary, we want to establish the work culture, right, by defining your work norms, defining your organization work norms for a start. And then from there, we can increase user adoption by providing workshops and training based on the work norms that we have defined. Now, this helps to maximize investment in technology. The technology here I'm referring to is the Microsoft 365 platform. It's a very fantastic platform that has productivity and security features that you as an organization should really take advantage of. Now, when we do these three things, I feel that it will result in better outcomes at the workplace. All right, thank you.